Russell's new multi-year deal has been revealed. McLaren is planning big changes for its drivers in the upcoming race, and Red Bull has been blasted for becoming Team Verstappen's. Let's get into the latest F1 news. George Russell has been making waves since he joined Mercedes in 2022, and it looks like his journey is set to continue. Reports suggest that Russell is on the brink of signing a multi-year contract extension with the iconic team. This update comes at an interesting time, as Max Verstappen, the reigning four-time world champion, has recently decided to stay with Red Bull for the 2026 season, creating a ripple effect in the driver market. Despite a strong start to the 2025 season, where Russell clinched his fourth career victory at the Canadian Grand Prix, uncertainties loomed over his position at Mercedes. These uncertainties stemmed from speculation about Verstappen potentially moving away from Red Bull, with Mercedes being viewed as an alternative destination. However, with Verstappen confirming his commitment to Red Bull, the stage seems to be clearing for Russell. Sources indicate that Russell is closing in on a new deal that would keep him with Mercedes until at least the end of 2027. This extension not only reinforces Russell's standing in the team, but also highlights his impressive performance over the past seasons. And we might not have to wait long to hear the official announcement. There's talk that Russell could be confirmed as a Mercedes driver for the upcoming 2026 season as soon as this weekend during the Hungarian Grand Prix. There's also good news for Russell's rookie teammate, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, who stepped in to replace seven-time world champion Lewis Hamilton at the beginning of 2025. It seems that both drivers are set to be retained, paving the way for an exciting future for Mercedes. During an interview at Spa, Russell hinted that some finer details are still being discussed, which means that fans can expect an official confirmation soon. It's clear that despite the pressure and competition, Russell is poised to make a significant mark in the coming years. Stay tuned as we continue to follow this developing story and bring you all the latest F1 updates. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. He stated that the intention to finalize a new contract was always intended before the summer break, emphasizing that it's common to sort these things out before the downtime. However, he raised concerns about the feasibility of concluding a deal within a tight 2-week time frame, especially with no contract currently on the table. He stressed the importance of discussing every detail thoroughly, particularly given the rapid evolution of Formula One. If confirmed, a new contract for George Russell at Mercedes could significantly enhance his chances of securing his first world championship by 2026. Rumors suggest that Mercedes is ahead of its competitors in preparations for next year's regulations, which will introduce substantial changes such as 50% electrification, fully sustainable fuels, and active aerodynamics. Historically, Mercedes has been a dominant force in Formula One, emerging as the top team following the last major rule changes in 2014. They secured an impressive streak of 8 consecutive Constructors' Championships, with 7 drivers' titles won by Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. Russell joined Mercedes at the beginning of the 2022 season, transitioning from a 3-year run at Williams. In another narrative surrounding the current F1 season, Jeremy Clarkson has recently weighed in on the ongoing friction between George Russell and Max Verstappen. Meanwhile, Mercedes found itself responding to Russell's comments following what he deemed the team's worst performance during the Belgian Grand Prix. Nico Rosberg, a former driver and now commentator, also warned Russell about the negotiation tactics employed by Toto Wolff, describing him as horrible to negotiate with. This dynamic provides a glimpse into the complexity of contract negotiations within the sport. As we continue to monitor these unfolding stories and their impact on the season, it's essential to stay connected for the latest updates. Make sure to like, subscribe, and activate that notification bell to keep up with all the thrilling developments in the world of Formula One. Martin Brundle has stirred up some controversy with his latest claims regarding the recent departure of Christian Horner from Red Bull Racing. The shock decision has left many fans speculating about the dynamics within the team, especially concerning the influence of Team Verstappen. Horner's departure was immediate and marked a significant shift for Red Bull. After more than 2 decades under his leadership, the team now faces a new chapter as they race with Laurent Mekies at the helm. But why did this happen? According to Brundle, it's hard to imagine Red Bull axing Horner without the backing of Team Verstappen. This statement follows Brundle's earlier comments during the Belgian Grand Prix, where he initially downplayed the role of Verstappen's team in Horner's exit, but later recalled that they didn't do enough to prevent it from happening. Christian Horner had navigated a particularly challenging 18-month stretch at Red Bull. His tenure was marred by allegations of inappropriate behavior, which led to 2 internal investigations that ultimately cleared him. However, the departures of key figures within the team, alongside conflicts, particularly with Max Verstappen's father, Jos, took a toll on his position. These issues were compounded by a noticeable decline in the team's performance on the track. Brundle has indicated that clashes with Jos Verstappen were pivotal in pushing Horner toward his breaking point. In his commentary, Brundle reflects on the profound impact of Dietrich Mateschitz's death in 2022. Mateschitz, the former co-owner and key figure in Red Bull's rise, left a vacuum that has since been filled by new faces with different ambitions. Horner's management style and vision were greatly influenced by Mateschitz's legacy. His enduring presence, even from the background, was essential in guiding decisions at Red Bull. Brundle reminisces about an interaction with Mateschitz that highlighted his modesty and approachability, noting he was driving his relatively modest car and preferred to mingle rather than stand out. Following Mateschitz's passing, Red Bull faced shifts in management. The internal power dynamics began to shift as those with ambition sought greater control, which reportedly led to tensions during negotiations with potential partners like Porsche. Christian Horner, wanting full control over the team he had cultivated, may have misjudged the situation. As Brundle suggests, without the unwavering support from key stakeholders, the balance of power eventually tipped. Once that support faded, it became only a matter of time before Red Bull took the opportunity to replace him. Brundle's perspective suggests a complex interplay of personal ambitions and shifting allegiances within the sport. With the departure of Horner and the rise of Laurent Mekies, the team has entered a new era filled with potential and uncertainty. As fans, we are all curious to see how these changes will affect Red Bull's performance and future in Formula One. Stay tuned with us as we follow the unfolding drama surrounding Red Bull Racing and Christian Horner's successor. How will the dynamics change with the new leadership? Will Team Verstappen's influence continue to shape the team's strategies? Let's keep the conversation going. As we steer into the next chapter of Red Bull Racing, it's clear that the speculation around Max Verstappen's future is a hot topic. It looks like the 2-time champion is likely to remain with the team through to F1 2026, despite whispers of a potential switch to Mercedes. A crucial factor here is Verstappen's current standing in the Drivers' Board Championship. If he had fallen outside the top 3 after the recent Hungarian Grand Prix, he could have activated an exit clause in his contract. Fortunately for Red Bull, George Russell is far behind, making this exit clause a non-issue. Martin Brundle has recently weighed in on the situation, softening his earlier criticisms of Team Verstappen's role in the upheaval surrounding Christian Horner's departure. He noted that both Jos Verstappen and Horner had clarified their positions, suggesting that Team Verstappen was not only informed, but also supportive of the change in leadership. Brundle mentioned that even if Verstappen's contract had included an exit clause, the Red Bull team would not have initiated steps for Horner's removal without Verstappen's full backing. The entire scenario raises questions about the internal dynamics within Red Bull Racing. With Verstappen steady in the standings, it allows the team to focus on strategic decisions moving forward. As fans, we must wonder how these shifts will affect their performance on the track and the team's direction as a whole. In other news, amid the tension surrounding Horner's situation, a Red Bull staff member has made significant career moves, bringing fresh energy to the already buzzing environment of the F1 paddock. This highlights the ongoing evolution within the team as they position themselves for future success. Ultimately, F1 is not just about the cars or the races. It's a complex interplay of personalities, strategy, and decision-making. The ripple effects of these changes inside Red Bull could be monumental. Will they bounce back stronger? Can Verstappen maintain his dominance in the sport? As we continue to follow these stories, let's keep our eyes on the developments that could shape the upcoming seasons. Make sure to subscribe for more insights and updates as we unearth more about the thrilling world of Formula One. In the world of Formula One, there's always excitement, especially when two talented drivers are vying for the top spot within the same team. Recently, McLaren's boss, Andrea Stella, expressed a bit of discomfort with the team's current dynamics, particularly regarding their two-star drivers, Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris. With both drivers performing exceptionally well this season, Stella feels the pressure of allowing them to race freely against each other. This season has been nothing short of sensational for McLaren. They have soared to the top of the Constructors' Championship, and both Piastri and Norris have played a crucial role in this success. Oscar has been leading the pack, currently ahead of Lando with a growing gap from Max Verstappen. This competitive edge is fantastic for the team, yet it raises questions about race strategy. While McLaren's position in the championship is impressive, it's not entirely secure. The early half of F1 2025 has seen them dominate the track, and their chances for a second consecutive Constructors' title are looking promising. Between them, Piastri and Norris have racked up an impressive 10 wins, 6 for Piastri and 4 for Norris, showcasing their individual talent while also contributing to the team's goals. However, the internal competition raises some concerns. Just 16 points separate the two drivers, and with 3 consecutive 1-2 finishes, the tension is palpable. This rivalry was highlighted during the Canadian Grand Prix when Norris collided with Piastri's rear wheel, leaving him unable to continue in the race. Then, shortly after, in Austria, both drivers found themselves tangled in a fierce battle for the lead, which only added to the mounting pressure. Stella has had to navigate these challenges thoughtfully. He, along with McLaren Racing CEO Zak Brown, announced a no-team orders policy, allowing both drivers to compete on equal footing as long as they remain mathematically in the championship race. This approach aims to balance competition with camaraderie, but also leaves Stella in a tight spot. One might wonder how this lack of team orders affects strategy. For instance, in Belgium, Norris was able to choose a different race strategy, leading to a significant tire advantage in the closing laps. Despite a valiant effort to catch up with Piastri, he ultimately fell short, but this dynamic created an exciting and tense conclusion to the race. As McLaren continues to charge towards the championship, the interplay between Piastri and Norris will remain a focal point of interest for fans and analysts alike. Will Stella's discomfort translate into a shift in strategy, or will he remain steadfast in allowing these two exceptional drivers to push each other to new heights? Stay tuned as the season unfolds and we witness the tense yet thrilling rivalry between McLaren's stars. It promises to be an unforgettable journey in the F1 landscape. If I wanted to be comfortable, then I'm not going the right job, Stella emphasized. This statement embodies the spirit of McLaren's bold ambition within the Formula One arena. I'm not really interested in being comfortable. My focus is on elevating McLaren into a position that allows us to compete for the Constructors' World Championship, Stella declared, highlighting the team's commitment to performance over comfort. He expressed a desire for their drivers, Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris, to be at the forefront of the Drivers' Championship as well. Even if it complicates our lives, we are here to go racing in a way that allows our drivers to showcase their talents, he continued, reflecting on the essence of the sport. McLaren is privileged, not only for their strong team, but also for having two exceptional individuals behind the wheel. With a remarkable 516 points accumulated this season, McLaren has a significant 268-point lead over Ferrari. They could mathematically secure the Constructors' title in just 4 races, with 7 races remaining in the season. This isn't just about glory, it's about the crucial prize money that comes with top-tier performance. McLaren stands to gain roughly $130 million, a substantial return due to Formula One management's payouts. However, the prestige of the Drivers' Championship, though captivating, offers no direct financial benefit to the teams. Teams like McLaren focus on the Constructors' Championship, where the financial stakes are higher. In response to strategic decisions on the track, Oscar Piastri sought to restore a pre-penalty order at Silverstone, prompting questions about why McLaren didn't intervene. Team boss Andrea Stella voiced his discontent over the penalty awarded to Piastri, labeling it as very harsh. The momentum doesn't stop here. Recently, Andrea Stella highlighted the impressive debut of Alex Dunn in Austria, who made waves by clocking the fourth fastest time in FP1. His performance has certainly caught the attention of the team, showcasing McLaren's commitment to nurturing emerging talent. As the season unfolds, all eyes will be on how McLaren navigates the challenges ahead, pushing towards future victories without losing sight of their ultimate goals. The story continues, and we're excited to share every twist and turn with you. Martin Brundle has stirred up discussion once again with his latest claims about the dynamics within Red Bull Racing, particularly surrounding the recent departure of Christian Horner. This departure, which marks a significant turning point for the team, has raised questions about the influence exerted by Team Verstappen during the process. Not too long ago, Red Bull made the stunning decision to release Horner, who had been at the helm for over 20 years. This action seems to suggest that there's more than meets the eye regarding the team's internal politics. Brundle is adamant that this major decision was made with the full support of Verstappen's inner circle, indicating that they had significant sway in Horner's fate. Interestingly, Brundle's commentary took a turn during the Belgian Grand Prix weekend. Initially, he had insinuated that Team Verstappen had actively worked against Horner's tenure. However, he later adjusted his stance, suggesting that they simply didn't intervene to save him. This flip-flopping has sparked even more debate over the actual power dynamics within Red Bull, especially as they embarked on this new chapter without Horner at the forefront. The Belgian GP marked an era that fans and analysts alike are watching closely, given that it was the team's first race without their longtime leader guiding them. As Horner steps away from a tumultuous 18-month saga, the void he leaves is palpable. Just before his exit, the team had seen high-profile figures depart, escalating tensions that painted a glum picture of Red Bull's performance. A significant source of contention appears to have been Horner's frequent clashes with Jos Verstappen, Max's father. Brundle points out that these confrontations significantly contributed to Horner's ultimate removal, framing the situation as a game-over moment for him. These tensions played a crucial role in the criticisms against Horner, which compounded as the team's performance waned over the same period. Brundle elaborates on the legacy of Dietrich Mateschitz, the late Red Bull co-owner whose vision shaped the team. After Mateschitz's passing in 2022, the vacuum of leadership he left behind has been filled by ambitious and sometimes conflicting personalities. Mateschitz's influence was so profound that his approach to team management and decision-making became almost a guiding principle for the team. In his absence, the dynamics have shifted dramatically, with many vying for power within the organization. Christian Horner's desire to have full control over the team he dedicated so much of his career to may have ultimately backfired. As the support from key stakeholders waned, it seems that the opportunity to make a significant change was seized quickly by Red Bull's upper management. In light of these developments, it's clear that the controversy surrounding Horner's departure raises broader questions about the balance of power within Formula One teams, particularly in the face of strong personalities and ambitious agendas. What's evident is that Red Bull Racing is now regrouping as they face a future that will undoubtedly look different without Horner's leadership. Stay tuned as we continue to follow this unfolding story and explore its implications for the future of Red Bull Racing and the larger Formula One landscape. As we dive deeper into the latest F1 happenings, we turn our attention to Red Bull, a team facing significant changes. Speculation surrounding Max Verstappen's future has been rampant, particularly linked to a potential move to Mercedes. However, it seems he's set to remain with Red Bull, at least until F1 2026. With Verstappen currently sitting third in the driver's standings after the Hungarian Grand Prix, a key exit clause in his contract has become irrelevant. George Russell, now in fourth place, is trailing Verstappen by 28 points, making it nearly impossible for him to capitalize on this clause. This news offers a sense of stability for Red Bull, who can breathe a little easier knowing their star driver is committed for the foreseeable future. Adding to this narrative is Martin Brundle, who recently reassessed the involvement of the Verstappen family in the dismissal of Christian Horner. After discussing his thoughts with both Jos Verstappen and Horner, Brundle has indicated that Team Verstappen was indeed fully on board with the decision to remove Horner. This duality of alliance and strategy really highlights how integral Verstappen and his family have become in shaping the future of Red Bull racing. While the team navigates these turbulent waters, their partnership with Verstappen is crucial for maintaining competitive advantage. As the F1 community gears up for the summer break, questions linger about the future of Red Bull and the performance of other teams. Within this context, Mercedes finds itself under scrutiny. Critics like Brundle are questioning if they made a colossal error by not integrating Kimi Antonelli into their plans. The young talent seems to have been overlooked, raising concerns about the team's future strategies. In another development, one of the Red Bull staff, closely linked to the Horner saga, has made a new career move. This will undoubtedly stir further discussion about the managerial shifts within the team. Amid all this, the focus remains on the upcoming races and how these changes will impact Red Bull's performance on the track. The F1 landscape is always shifting, and fans eagerly await to see how these elements will unfold in the next exciting rounds of the championship. So, stick with us as we keep you updated on all the latest from the Formula One universe.